Another round of winter weather has hit the D.C. region. The storm just getting started. A live look right now at the spurs shows you how things are shaping up here on I-270, meeting the Beltway in Bethesda, Maryland. You can see the snow really starting to calm down. The roads there also wet as well. Looks like we can't catch a break from Old Man Winter. Good to see you tonight. I'm Larry Miller.
And I'm Charlotte McBride. Thanks for joining us on this live stream. You know, when weather is the big story, this team goes all out. We've got crews scattered across D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, checking on conditions in your neighborhood.
But before we do that, we want to check in with the chief to get an update on the forecast about where we sit right now with D.C.'s most accurate forecast. So, Top, how are we doing in terms of snow totals?
You know what? It's been so warm, Larry. Most of the snow's melted, but now we're getting a little bit of a glaze here on the weather terrace. So we're looking at temperatures now getting closer to freezing. So as we go through the night, we're going to see roads deteriorate a little bit. But, you know, the irony is this snow right now has nothing to do with the nor'easter that's going to hammer southern New England. In fact, we probably won't see anything technically in the district or west of I-95 from that storm. That's all going to be east of us. This is from a cold front, an Arctic front that's rolling through. So let's start. We'll show you a couple of things. We'll show you our snowfall map. Didn't really change this much today. I don't think Chester changed it much either. We may be clawing and scraping for you know, our 1 to 3 in parts of the metro, especially up near Frederick and also out toward Leesburg. But 3 to 6 for portions of the western bay and then across the bay and then to Delmarva. This is where it's hammer time, 6 to 12 inches there, more like 12 really. So we have seen the advisories expanded, no real surprise here. It includes Montgomery County now and also includes Fairfax and Loudoun County. And then these are the winter storm warnings in white, and then in the orange, those are blizzard warnings. You don't see blizzard warnings too often on the shore. So ours in the immediate metro area will go until 4 a.m. That is a winter weather advisory. And again, just for slippery roads and 1 to 2 inches. But I want to kind of widen this out. Look at the white and the orange. That's winter storm warnings in white and blizzard warnings in orange. I mean, they got blizzard warnings out everywhere across, even into New Jersey, back into the Delmarva, as we mentioned, eastern Long Island, and back up into Massachusetts. It's going to be probably a top 10 storm for Boston, with hurricane force winds and probably 2 feet of snow up to the north. So while we're getting snow here, we are really missing this one. So here are the models, and they finally kind of came into an agreement. They were pretty good around the metro, but finally the GFS says, okay, I agree with the Euro now. We're going to see some pretty big totals, coastal Delaware, coastal New Jersey, and up into eastern Long Island. So that's the same. So here is radar over the past couple of hours. And again, this stuff right here has nothing to do with the storm that's taking shape down along the Carolina coast. This is the cold front that's pushing through. And once this gets through, folks, if you are north and west of D.C., that's going to be it in terms of snowfall. We have a few more hours of this, and that's why we're concerned that some of the roads will become a little bit slippery as we go through the next couple of hours. But for the most part, we've kind of been in pretty good shape with temperatures above freezing, and that's good. We'll zoom in, though, and we've got pretty good snows back up to Frederick. Hagerstown, you were never in our inch band, so you probably won't see an inch. But look at the darker bands now down towards southern Maryland. That is heavier snowfall down toward parts of southern Prince George's County and also Charles County and back into Calvert County as well. So here's Futurecast. 10 o'clock tonight, still some snow. Heavier bands, though. See the darker blues right along the Delmarva? Yeah, that continues through the evening hours and into the wee hours of the morning with temperatures right around freezing and heavy snow. But for us, everything ends by daybreak. And we'll come back and talk about anything else headed our way. We'll also talk about the winds, because that's going to be a huge problem with winds and low wind chills coming up, too.
Now, Top, when you say we really missed this one, you seem upset about that. Now, I like snow, but not the 2 feet and the blizzard and the craziness you're talking about.
Go home, go big or go home. I mean, why not? You'd rather have this nonsense than a real legitimate historical storm? Come on, Charlotte.
Well, I mean,
come on.
Okay, yeah, I think I would. All right, thanks so much, Tom.
Okay, sure.
Well, let's kick off our team coverage in Prince George's County, Maryland. Our John Henry is live in Brandywine. And John, snow is already accumulating there, right?
Yeah, I was hearing Topper call this nonsense. It's coming down at a pretty good rate right now here in Brandywine, more than I would actually personally like to see. You can see that right now here on the grassy areas. It's a little south of an inch right now, not too far away from the Charles County line. And this is routes 301 and Route 5 that you can see right here. It's pretty easy going on the roads right now too. Luckily, it was warm leading into this storm, and also there was a lot of treatment put on the roadways here as well, and actually all across the state. According to the Maryland Department of Transportation, State Highway Administration, there were about more than 160 winter-ready vehicles that are out patrolling the state for this storm right now. And we should note that actually they only cover state roads. Counties and cities have to cover their own roadways, so there are actually probably more crews out than that right now. But as you can see, there's a lot of snow coming down right here in southern Prince George's County and toward southern Maryland, Charles and St. Mary's County. So we're going to be going around this area throughout the night, keeping an eye on things. But so far right now, things are pretty clear on the roadways. Guys?
All right, John Henry. Yeah, it's good that the roads are clear where you are. That's always a good sign because, as we know, a lot of folks out there traveling tonight. Thanks so much.
Let's go to Southeast Washington right now, where we find our very own Scott Broom reporting there live for us. Scott, someone on Facebook, where we're broadcasting live right now, Angel Jackson says, we keep hyping up the snow, but she's not seeing it in D.C. Is she right?
Well, it's coming out of the sky, but perhaps she's right that it's not sticking to the roadways right now. Mayor Muriel Bowser said that the D.C. DOT, notwithstanding our forecast, is expecting potentially up to 1 to 3 inches. My partner behind the camera is Tom Capania. He's going to tilt down and show you that there's just a little bit of white showing up on the grass and the dirt here. Just a little bit, but not a lot. Behind me here, this is Pennsylvania Avenue going south, and there's 295 in the distance, and you can see traffic is traveling normally on wet roadways. The district has deployed its snow team, according to Mayor Muriel Bowser. They've been out putting down salt and the brine and the beet juice and the other things they do to prepare the roadways. So should there be any significant snowfall that actually sticks on the streets, the roadways actually are prepared, and a full deployment of DC's snow team happened today at 10 o'clock this morning, according to Mayor Muriel Bowser. So should this storm give us a little more snow than Topper thinks, or it gets a little colder and starts to freeze up, the district is prepared. But as you can see, folks are moving just fine this Friday evening as they're getting out and about and going home. But there is light snow now falling from the sky, and it has begun to pick up just a little bit here in the district. Reporting live in D.C. on Pennsylvania Avenue at 295. Scott Broom, WUSA9. Back to you.
Scott, before we let you go, it looks like traffic's moving smoothly with no issues behind you, right?
Yeah, no issues right now. People are out and about, and the road's got salt on it. So even if it snows a little harder, I think authorities here in the district think it's going to be okay.
All right. We'll hope for the best. Scott, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, our Matthew Torres is in Reston, Virginia, Fairfax County, and there's a little snow on the ground. Not a lot right there. What's going on where you are, Matthew?
Hey, Charla. Yeah, a little bit of snow. We got that wet conditions coming down right now. Certainly is a different story compared to what we saw earlier this afternoon when we had those fluffy, large snowflakes. We actually did the work. We went from Fairfax County all the way up to Clark County, where when you go past Leesburg, past Loudoun County, there's still a bit of the snow accumulation from the previous winter weather event. But no doubt when you go further south and further into the city, you still have these wet conditions that you can tell. This is probably the most dusting we've seen so far. But as Topper's been saying, it's kind of the nonsense part right now. At least the parking lots and roads and even the interstate out here are pretty wet, so it's not really sticking out on the roads. But no doubt VDOT is still prepared. They pre-treated roads yesterday, and they deployed 2,400 trucks today, and so they have them kind of stationed along the interstates. They're ready throughout the northern Virginia in case roads start deteriorating. But they say the eastern shore is really going to be, if anything, the problematic areas. The Virginia State Police also have strategically placed troopers in parts throughout the Commonwealth, making sure they are prepared in case they have to respond to any of these emergencies, in case it does arise to that type of level. So, so far things are looking good, if anything, but it's that light snizzle, as my photojournalist James Hash called it, snow and a little bit of drizzle. So snizzle is probably the best word I'm going to describe it, at least currently. But as far as roads, In those conditions, things are okay for now. Back to you.
And Matthew, I'm sure that you're happy that it's just the snizzle, as Hash is describing, because you were part of that early January 3rd snowstorm. You were out there on I-95 when we saw that entire mess. So this is probably a welcome sight for you, right?
Oh my gosh, totally. And to think that that's only been earlier this year, just this month alone, and the fact that we've had so many other winter weather events since then, at least to me, it feels so many. So for me, this is a good, I want to relax. This is a relaxing time. It's a Friday, and so I'll take this. I'll take this.
We'll pass that note along to management for you and see what they say about it.
You want to relax.
Thank you.
Well, remember, we can't cover the storm without you. Show us what it looks like in your neighborhood. Share your photos and videos by tapping on the Near Me and the free WUSA9 app. And you can also see your videos right here on TV during our live stream and later tonight at 11 o'clock.
Well, the storm isn't just hitting the Washington metro. States along the East Coast are going to get slammed tonight and tomorrow. Look at what's expected in New England. Anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of snow. Blizzard warnings already up. Right now, Connecticut is under a winter storm warning with heavy snow expected overnight. To get a look at the conditions further north, we want to bring in our good friend Gabby Molina from our sister station, WTIC, who right now is in Connecticut, just outside of, I believe, Hartford, Connecticut. Gabby, how are things there? It looks like things are calm, but certainly maybe the calm before the storm.
Absolutely, Larry. The calm before the storm right now. We're about 12 miles outside of Hartford in the town of Vernon, Connecticut. And I'm outside of the Department of Public Works. You can see that things are quiet here. The crews are at home getting some much needed rest. They'll be in here at 11 o'clock at night just as that storm starts to ramp up. So they are prepared, though. They spent the afternoon pre-treating these roads, and you can see that traffic is moving just like normal right now. People out getting some last-minute groceries, filling up the gas tanks for the generators as they prepare for this storm. On a state level, the state is going to have about 600 plows on the roads tomorrow. They're asking that everyone stay home. This is going to be a major event. So the best thing that people can do here in Connecticut is to just stay home, let the plows do their work. There's going to be a tractor trailer ban starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, and our governor, Ned Lamont, said that there is the possibility that he would extend that to all cars as well. Though folks that we've been talking to today have said that they don't plan on going outside anyways. Back to you.
All right, some good information there. Gabby, thank you so much for that. Closer home now, a bridge covered in snow collapsed this morning. At least 10 people were injured, their injuries minor. That collapsed bridge taking place at the border of Pittsburgh's Point Breeze neighborhood. Rescue crews formed a chain to rescue people in a dangling bus. 4 other vehicles were struck on that bridge as well. Neighbors say that it sounded like a huge snowplow.
It sounded like a huge snowplow, pushing along a raw tarmac surface with no snow. So I went to the window to look for this big snowplow. My inner child wanted to see the excitement, and I couldn't see anything. I just kept hearing this loud noise persistently coming from the front corner of my apartment. And then I wondered if perhaps it was a fire company spraying water heavily or something like that.
All things considered, certainly a happy ending to that story. There was a smell of natural gas in the area after that bridge collapse. People were told to avoid the area. The bridge collapsed hours before President Joe Biden arrived in the city. He was there to talk about his infrastructure bill.
Taking a look at our top stories tonight, we now know the name of the woman shot and killed at the Days Inn in Northwest D.C. Her name was Dasha Cleary. She was just 20 years old. 4 other people were seriously hurt in that shooting on Connecticut Avenue. Police say everyone inside the hotel room knew each other. D.C. Police Chief Robert Conti says it's going to take a collective effort to get the youth to stop committing crimes.
These are children of the District of Columbia. These are our kids. It's going to take police in some instances. That is going to be the tool. It's going to take, in some instances, perhaps services provided to a particular family or some young people. In some instances, maybe business community stepping up to provide employment opportunities.
Police are still looking through evidence to figure out how it all happened. Conti's remarks come just one day after a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed in Southeast. Police tell us Kyle Richards was shot around 5 Thursday evening at an apartment on E Street Southeast. That's in the Benning Ridge neighborhood. Police did arrest a friend of the victim's mother. Her name is Shataya Johnson. She's charged with involuntary manslaughter. She was inside the apartment when Richards was shot, but police are still searching for Richards' killer.
All new at 6, a lot of you are talking about this one. Someone drew dozens of swastikas all over the front of the station. Police say that the suspect is most likely a homeless person with mental health issues. A lot of travelers we talked to today wanted to know how someone could do so much damage at a metro stop that is supposed to be under tight security. Here's Scott Broom.
Workers here at Union Station have spent the morning trying to cover up these racist marks and graffiti that completely cover the front of Union Station from one end to the other. I've just finished surveying the building. I counted personally at least 100 of these racist tags. Where is the security?
I don't know. The videos, I don't see no security. This is disgusting for the country.
Taxi driver Abduali Ali wondering how this could happen here.
It's surprising.
Tourists dismayed.
It's so sad. America's so divided right now.
It's serious, yeah, because I don't think anybody should be walking into a train station and seeing that happen.
Most of the marks were swastikas. There were also profane epithets directed at former President Obama, all appearing the morning after Holocaust Remembrance Day. The timing of this hateful act is incredibly alarming, said Meredith R. Weissel of the Anti-Defamation League's D.C. office, who noted a historically high level of anti-Semitism across the country. But Amtrak, which has a police force investigating the graffiti, called it a case of property destruction. Metropolitan Police Chief Robert Conti called it hate and said he's reached out to Jewish leaders with the information he's learned.
The person who did this potentially has some could very well have some mental health challenges. What I also know is that it appears that it may be one of our unhoused residents who did this.
There has been no arrest or formal charges yet, Conti said. An Amtrak spokesman did not directly respond to WUSA9's questions about why its security posture did not prevent the widespread damage. At Union Station, Scott Broom, WUSA9.
The snow is coming down. A lot of you talking about it right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. Topper, some of our friends there saying that they're seeing snow in Culpeper. Some folks further south in Virginia saying that they're seeing snow as well. Looks like it's coming down in a lot of parts throughout the metro.
It is. I mean, we've just lost a lot of accumulation because temps were in the upper 30s today. It's actually 41 today at National. So we have some snow, but take you back 100 years ago, it was our largest snowfall, the Knickerbocker storm, called that because it collapsed the Knickerbocker Theater with 28 inches of snow. And this was back at Columbia and 18th Street, so Adams Morgan's where this was located. And we have an article on our website about the Knickerbocker storm. It was incredible. It spanned a couple of days. And again, it's our largest single storm record of 28 inches in the metro. When they moved to Nashville Airport, we've not recorded 20-inch snowfalls yet at Nashville Airport. We have all around the airport, but so far, not at the airport. All right, so here's the radar. And we do have a couple of things to point out. Again, all of this snow has nothing to do with this big storm. It's going to be a monster. We call it a bombogenesis here because it's going to drop so much pressure in just 24 hours. But this is actually the cold front that's pushing through that's giving us a little bit of snow right now. So we'll zoom in. You see the bluer bands, the darker bands, that's the heavier bands of snow, pushing kind of right now out of Charles County back into St. Mary's County and also into Calvert County. There's still light snow as you go up to 70, but it's generally light. We'll kind of shift a little bit. Snow hasn't quite made it to the ocean resorts completely yet, but it will, and it will really come down overnight. So here is our snowfall potential map, and again, we haven't really changed this. I could tweak it a little bit, but just a general 1 to 3. Yeah, you're probably looking at less than an inch for Frederick, probably an inch or so for D.C. But then when you get east of I-95 by the Bay, I could see 3 to 6 inches, and certainly 3 to 6 for Easton and Cambridge, and then boom, there's the bullseye, 6 to 12, and really more like 8 to 12 for Salisbury, Georgetown, Lewis, and Rehoboth, and Ocean City, and Bethany. So snowfall for the next 48 hours. Model's in pretty good agreement now. We're back to 0.5 for the graph. That's always been the lowest model. And then, around 1.5 inches. Gems come in at 2 inches now and an inch for the European model. But really, if you're west of I-95, all the snow you see is nothing to do with that big storm. We're going to try to kick it up the coast and move it inland a little bit. Larry's going to work on that for me, but I don't think it's going to happen. So 11 o'clock tonight, here's the snowfall, maybe 2 inches in La Plata. This is the GFS model. And then notice, finally, the GFS caught on to these big numbers on the Delmarva. I got to say, European caught on to that much quicker. Everybody was in pretty good agreement around the immediate metro area. Very little snow, Frederick and Hagerstown. And then, you know, European model, okay, not much here by midnight, but look what happens by 7 o'clock. We're looking at, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches along the shore, and maybe 2 to 4 inches on the western side of the bay. So the weekend, the big headline tomorrow, we may see a couple of flurries east of town, but windy and very cold. 30 for a high, 30 for a high. Still cold on Sunday. We'll say 34. Now, the best thing about Sunday, we'll have less wind, so it'll be a little bit more comfortable. Tomorrow's going to be pretty miserable to be outside. If you have to go outside, you got to really cover your skin and dress in layers. Wind chills will be in the single digits. So we're going to keep our yellow weather alert tonight. Light snow is going to continue. Temps will go around freezing shortly. And then yellow weather alert tomorrow for wind chills in the single digits. Still cold on Sunday, but with less wind, thank goodness. So here's Futurecast. 11 o'clock tonight, a little bit of snow, but notice the darker bands. All we needed, Larry, was like 25 miles. I mean, that's all we needed. There's nice dark blue bands over there. It's all we needed. Is that asking too much? Well, apparently it is. So 6 a.m., big time snows Delmarva, maybe a few flurries here. Then we begin to clear out and temperatures in the 20s by the time we get into the afternoon. But look at the winds. Wow. Winds, 31 mile per hour gusts by 6 a.m., 40 to 50 mile per hour winds on the shore. And then by 10 o'clock, winds are still gusting over 30 miles per hour. So what does that mean? Well, that means the wind chills are going to be miserable. By 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to feel like it's 2 below zero in Hagerstown, 6 in D.C., 9 in La Plata. Doesn't get much better. By lunchtime, still feels like it's 4 in D.C. By 7 o'clock, feels like it's 9 in D.C., 10 in Fredericksburg, 1 below in Hagerstown. So that's the headline for tomorrow, and that's why we issued a yellow weather alert. Again, cold tomorrow, not quite as cold on Sunday, just chilly Monday. Hey, good news, though. On Tuesday, temperatures will be upper 40s. We'll be low 50s on Wednesday with showers. We'll be upper 50s Thursday, and then chilly on Friday, drying out with temperatures in the mid-40s. So our January thaw is going to come in February, if that's okay with everybody.
All right, we'll just have to kind of do with it what we will.
Okay.
Topper, I want to let you know that you're doing well with your fashions there. A lot of people on Facebook seem to love the baby blue shirt. You look
The
good.
Casual look.
Yes, it's casual.
We like it. Casual
yeah.
Friday.
They also have some questions, too, particularly about ice. We didn't really hear much conversation about that in the forecast. How likely is it that we could potentially see ice, and could we possibly see cancellations on Monday as a result of the weather that we'll see this weekend?
I don't think so. The ice would be just a question of it refreezing tonight. That would be the only thing. Ice is not going to fall from the sky. The atmosphere always produced snow. Remember, it was 40 degrees and snowing because it was colder above us. But we could see some refreezing tonight. I think the roads will go downhill in a big way tonight. But I don't think we'll have any problems tomorrow morning, and certainly no problems by Monday morning.
All right, I got one more for you, Top.
Okay.
The last time it snowed here, we received another round not too long after, about a week after. So is there another blast around the corner? I know you're hoping for one, but we're wondering.
Let's just say this. I wish I had a buck for every time there was a perfect snowstorm for the metro area about 7 to 10 days out in the models, because they giveth and they taketh away. So, yeah, there was one 2 days ago for next Saturday. You know where it is now? It's gone. And it's raining.
just gone.
And it's raining. So the only good news, if you're a snow lover, there's a couple things I'll say. You would think we're going to have to hit on one of these, right? Just odds are one would hit. The other thing to think about is we're still going to see Arctic air masses break off and come down from the north, and that's key. Anytime we have that, we're at least in the ball game. So we're not done yet. We have a little bit of a thaw next week, and then things may go back to a more winter pattern the second week of February.
We still have all of February yet, so who
Yeah, but
knows?
it's a short month, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, my birthday's Thursday.
Is it?
Yeah.
So would you like a snowstorm or no snow? What do you want for your birthday?
No, I want that. Was it 50 degrees? I think I saw.
Yeah, you're the upper 50s. You're fine.
Yeah.
He wants that.
I know. That's party weather. That's what we need. All right, Tom, thank you so much. If you have a question that you want the weather team to tackle, text us. The number's on your screen, 202-895-5599. Topper will be answering some of your questions tonight on the news at 11. All right. That's going to do it for our coverage here on WUSA9. Thanks so much for joining us. Our coverage continues on our mobile app and our website. Top will be updating the forecast. And of course, I'll see you tonight at 11.
That's right. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching.